Focus on the Family reports that 3 companies have denied its request to buy space on Times Square's massive billboards. The ministry is planning the Alive from New York event to show images of unborn babies in the womb. Focus President Jim Daly said in his blog, it's a confirmation of, quote, what we've long known. He wrote, there are many people who don't want the world to see these images of preborn life because the abortion industry is predicated on a lie, namely that a baby is just a blob of tissue inside the womb. It's not. It's a baby. Focus on the Family President Jim Daly joins us now with more. Mr. Daly, thanks for coming on the show. So tell us about how you were going to use these billboards.
Well, originally we were planning to use the billboards in Times Square, really the marquee, the big screens, to show a 4D third trimester ultrasound live right there in Times Square. But we kind of had a backup plan thinking that some of the companies may not lease the time to us. So we're bringing our own big screens in on flatbed trucks. We're going to have 4 big screens in Times Square because we predicted that these companies would not sell us the time. And that's ABC and Clear Channel and a couple of others. And, you know, the irony was one of them flatly said in the beginning, yeah, we can book the time. Then they found out what we wanted to do and said, you know what, the inventory is already sold. And it just shows the double standard. That same company had rented time to Planned Parenthood, and we've got the screenshots to prove it. So that's the double standard. And it doesn't upset us. I just want people to know that there is a double standard. They try to obfuscate a woman's right to see their child in an ultrasound in the clinics, and they're also trying to drown out our ability to show a baby in the womb in Times Square.
Jim, can you talk a little bit about the kind of response you received from the billboard owners?
Yeah, again, in that process, trying to book the time, originally they were open to it until they found out we wanted to run images of babies. In fact, ABC, who owns one of the large screens in Times Square, they said it's too political. We really don't want to run that. And they said, you can have a static shot. And we said, great, we'll put a static shot of the baby from the third trimester right up there. And they said, well, you can do your logo, but you can't do a shot of a child in the womb. I mean, it's incredible. What are they afraid of? I think they're afraid of the fact that, like 54% of abortion-minded women, when they see their ultrasound, they choose life for their baby. And this is not a negative thing. We're not wagging our finger at anyone. We simply want to say, be informed. Let's take a look at what a late trimester abortion actually does to a fetus in the womb that's fully developed and is viable outside the womb. We as a nation can do better than taking the life of our innocent children. We need to be there for the moms, and we need to be there for the babies. And I believe the Christian church is being called out to be there. And I'm proud of the pregnancy resource clinics all over the country who are doing that in communities to help women and to help these babies survive.
Jim, I really am curious. You know, you said Planned Parenthood had its event. They had all the images broadcast on all of those huge screens right on Times Square. Talk a little bit more, dig a little deeper. What is it that is so threatening to folks who own these screens? What are they afraid of?
Well, I think it's, you know, Planned Parenthood has a reputation. When a woman goes into Planned Parenthood and they charge them for the ultrasound, they'll often turn the monitor away from that woman, or they'll cover it with construction paper so she can't see the image of the baby. And we believe that's because when a woman sees the image of a baby inside her womb, she's more likely to choose life. And I think business, as well as those thought leaders in the country that oppose life, they want to suppress the culture's ability to see what's really going on in the womb. Now, we're unabashedly pro-life from conception, but especially with late-term abortion, with Governor Cuomo and the Virginia governor talking about infanticide, people need to see what we're talking about. When you take the life of a baby in the third trimester of development, most countries in the world have banned that process beyond 20 weeks, that you cannot have an abortion after 20 weeks because the baby is viable outside the womb. It's murder.
Jim, sorry, I do need to cut you off. We've run out of time, but I do want to let viewers know that you thought about this and you have 4 or 5 screens that you're going to use instead, right?
That's exactly right, with speakers and music, and the keynote is live ultrasound.
Okay, terrific. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jim Daly, Focus on the Family. Thank you so much for your